Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Up To It show. Yo, I'm here in Truly's studio. Thank you, Truly, for letting me bless his spot with his first ever interview in this spot with a special guest, man, with Mr. Jordyinadaze himself, man. How you doing? Really good. So, yo, the Up To It show, man, we're talking about the process of everything, of you getting to where you're at now. So, up to it, man. Y'all can say it with me. Up to it, down to it. We do it because we're used to it. So, the first part of that chant is talking about your up to it, your passion. And obviously, your passion is music. Yeah. So I want to know about how you got to know your passion, how you got to where you're at right now with your passion.
Okay, well, first and foremost, I always was creative as a kid. Mm-hmm. I just like to design clothing. My mother worked for Forever 21, Limited 2, all that stuff. So she was a regional manager, then a district manager in fashion for 20 years.
Wow.
25 years.
Okay.
So my upbringing was just constant creativity, fashion, my mom dressing me. So that's where that comes in. And then my mom was in the choir.
Oh,
so
sure.
that's how I got into singing. I never had a coach or any of that stuff. I just, my mom, I would see what she did and I would try to mimic that with Fred Hammond's doing or all the church gospel singers are doing. So I would do that. But so I just combine all my creativity together, and then it's just how I got here today.
That's so dope. Shout out moms.
Shout out moms. Bro, my mom, I don't know where I'd be without my mom, bro. Mm-hmm. She, for me, is everything, bro. My personality, everything, to music, to creativity, she's the perfect person in my eyes. That's dope. Perfect. There's nothing wrong with her.
Right.
At all.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the moms.
Shout out to all the moms, man.
Right. Moms are so awesome, bro. And especially to have one as an inspiration and an influence.
That's my main inspiration, man. Besides God, it's her, bro.
That's so real, man. And so, don't get it twisted, man. You're a good shape. You used to play ball, too, back in the day.
Yeah.
So, how did you get into that? How did you transition from playing ball into taking music seriously?
So, my creativity side is for my mom.
Okay.
And my athletic side is for my dad. So, my dad was, super drill sergeant basketball.
Right.
If anybody knows my dad, he's the craziest dude on earth, bro, but I love him. He's so funny. So, my dad had me playing basketball. When I was 3 months, he had me in the gym.
Oh, that's
dribbling the ball, and I could barely even, walk. I can't do anything, but I'm playing with the ball. But I'm playing with the ball and everything, doing all that. And then, up until my senior year of high school, I was just you know what? I'm not LeBron James. I'm not Kevin Durant. I'm not James Harden. I'm not any of these guys.
Right.
Worst case, best case scenario, I go to a 4-year, play 4 years, and then I'm going to be in the real world.
Right.
So why don't I just start now in the real world, do something that I love? And I've been a person, I believe you should go to college only if, you're a doctor, a teacher, nurse, where you need that degree in order to do something. I feel with a lot of things with YouTube nowadays, you can learn everything by yourself.
Definitely.
So I was just sorry, Mom, I know it's a week before graduation, and I'm supposed to be going to a school in New York to play basketball, but I don't want to do that.
Wow.
I just don't. I think it only makes you guys happy that I play, and I'm not happy. And from my father, it was stunning. He was
right.
Whoa, what are you gonna do now? You're gonna be a bum now. You're gonna do nothing now. What are you gonna do now? And I just had to prove to them I actually have a whole side y'all don't even know about. I love fashion.
Right.
I love clothing. I love music. I love Freddie Mercury. I love the Beatles.
Definitely.
I love Jimi Hendrix. I love older music. They didn't even know this was who I was as a person. So I just worked, and proved to them, and they were okay, it's at the same level of I've seen the way you took basketball serious. You're taking this even way more serious. You're investing money into it. You're investing time into it. We're all for it. At first they were but then more and more they just seemed not only the work I put into it, but the quality of music. It wasn't premature. It didn't sound he's just going in there to BS and trying to be cool all the other rappers. No, he's actually worried about sound and creativity and his image and all that stuff. So when they seen that, they were just it's a go.
That's so awesome, man. Yeah, speaking of creativity, man, I've been blessed enough to sit in on a session a month ago, and dude, just hit your technique to sound and to your song, you take it whole so seriously, and it's has to be perfect. It has to be to Jordy's standard, and I think that's one thing I appreciate about you,
Thank
about
you.
your craft, man. So kudos to you. Shout out to pops, moms. You know what I'm saying? We have a similar story. I played ball all the way up to my junior year.
See?
And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stop. And then, because like I said, reality, the sea.
It just hits you when you're like
Yep.
17, 18. You're like, oh wait, I have to do something with
Yep.
my life. Like I can't just
Exactly.
go to school after this, like,
Right.
and just be chilling. Like even if I go to school, I have to have a purpose at that point.
Definitely.
So yeah,
Yes.
bro.
So
Kudos to
we're on the
you
same
as well, bro.
wavelength.
Same shit, bro.
Exactly,
High
bro.
five.
We're there. So, talking about just you're up to it, finding your passion in music. What was your down to it? How did you get to your grind? How were you grinding every day? I mean, you talked about honing in your craft.
Horny.
Honing in your craft.
Yeah, no, but bro, I just like it was crazy. The song we just made right now, because as you know, we're at True Studio Surround and recording studio where we're making music and we're doing interviews. So True's the
Definitely.
man. He got everything in one. But no, so like I was even like reminiscing in my music, like I'm a huge Drake fan, and he like just thinks back. And I was just thinking back that I was like talking to someone about like being on the Greyhound and like spending my last dollars to like get to LA to be at my homie's crib. And not only that, we're sitting in like a girl set up playhouse chair with like a girl set up table on his laptop and little KRKs and a $30 mic.
Wow.
And I'm learning it all myself. Like it's just me and him in the room. Like I can't call Truly at this time
Right.
and be like, yo, could you hook me up with like a engineer to get me this? So that's why I think why I perfect my sound so much is because I have that time to myself where no one can figure out my sound but me.
Right.
So I was there like, bro, like me and the guy aren't really on the same page right now, but he'll tell you I was there 16 hours a day.
Wow.
Like if I went to work, I was there the rest of the time. Like I'm sleeping 4 hours, 5 hours max, and I'm back on the mic trying to figure out. It was ass songs, ass as fuck.
Right.
But like I'm a huge fan of Thug, and Thug is a person, he's going to try things rather than be like everybody else.
Definitely.
And that's where like I was. It's just like I have to perfect it. So I'm sitting in that chair over and over, countless hours, back and forth to LA, spending my last dollars to get from AZ to LA, and just working my butt off, bro. And I think that's how I got to this place where I think a sound now.
Yeah, no, you definitely do. It's really distinct.
Yeah, I think I have a sound like, and if you hear me, you know it's me.
Exactly.
And you're not gonna think like, oh, is this the famous, is Travis Scott, or is this Yachty, or is this or this? And no, like when you hear me, you know what I sound like now, and I think that's just like we just talked about, the hours and hours of what nobody sees. Like I am that guy. I don't like posting about none of my life. I don't like posting about when I'm working.
Definitely.
I'm just very much about the work and the grind and the sound. Everything has to be, as you know, perfect to my standard. And Jordy's standard is no standard.
Yes.
Like it's just whatever it sounds perfect to me is when we go. So
I like that. I like that a lot, that you take it serious and that you put in those hours. Like
Man.
they say 10,000 hours really makes you perfect your craft, and I think you put in well over.
I don't even think that's enough, bro. I think that's like the bare minimum you could do.
Definitely.
I just think that like every day I'm a person of evolution and being better every single day. I am not going to be Michael Jackson tomorrow.
Right.
I'm not even going to be someone on a lower degree, no offense,
Right.
like a Nelly tomorrow.
Right.
Nelly was huge in his time.
Definitely.
Don't get me wrong. Don't like think I'm like talking bad about Nelly.
Of
But I'm
course
saying
not.
to even get to that level, or even a minor level than that, or a minor level than that, it's like it's so many hours and being at the right place, right time. And it's like I just hope, like God hoping, like praying that my efforts and my work will be at the right time, placed in the right hands.
Definitely. Right
Right.
time. You got to be everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Your time is coming. Like I feel it. I mean, watching you from last February to now in December 2020, even
Whole
though it's been
sound.
a crazy year, we'll get into that right now. But just like the progress, man, it's crazy.
Man.
It's so crazy.
I'm trying, man, and like for me right now, I just think like for all of us, like with this virus, like you even have to have the time to even lock in on yourself.
Definitely.
And be like, okay, not only do I need to go harder, but no one's watching right now because everybody's worried about dying.
Right.
I can actually focus on my shit and what I want to do.
Definitely true.
And think about like for instance, and I know I keep bringing up Truly as well, but
Yeah,
like
got it.
all of you guys, bro, like Truly built up a studio in a pandemic.
Yep.
You're starting your whole entire mantra in the middle of a pandemic right now.
Definitely.
And it's like, for me, like, it's kudos to all of you guys, bro, because like a lot of people just gave up. A lot of people just stopped. A lot of people were just like, this is the way that it's going to be. And it's that select few of people that just keep going, that are going to make it, bro. It's like, someone told me like Abraham Lincoln failed like 10 times before he even got on Senate. And he's one of the greatest presidents of all time.
Right.
Like, he failed being the mayor like 5 times.
Right.
Like, so for me, it's just like, if I just keep going and you guys keep trying stuff like you guys are doing, like, we're all gonna be there, bro. We're all gonna be there.
Definitely. That's so true. I like how you brought that up. So getting in from your down to it, you got we do it. So who was your we? Who kept you like motivated? Who kept you like your circle? Who was really there for you during this whole process for you to start being an artist that you are today?
Well, first of all, I gotta do another thing. I gotta say God.
Right.
I'm a very much a God-fearing man. I don't say that in my song just to be like, oh, it's a cool ad-lib, even though it's a really cool ad-lib.
Yeah, it is. No,
but like, I'm just very big on God, man. So first and foremost, God. Secondly, my mom, my girlfriend Ashley. But I'm gonna be real, like, the person, and he doesn't even know this, but the person, the reason why I'm still really doing this is that guy in the other room.
Fire.
Alex.
Like
Alex, Z, Zara, whatever you want to call yourself, you are the fucking man, bro. Like, for real, like, people don't know this. Like, I was about to quit this year. Like, I was done. Like, I was just tired. I was very angry with, I felt, a lot of, like, the quality of music that I was putting out and the reception I was getting. I was just very frustrated with that, and I was just like, F it, bro. Like, y'all listen to this artist and it's da-da-da-da-da, perch, lean, coke, adding this, adding that, and I'm like, bro, like, I'm actually putting some real hard substance into it, and it's like, I'm making it cool. Like,
definitely.
I don't understand how it's not hitting. He DMs me one day, like, maybe a week, when I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm about to go get a job, like, and just be like regular, like a good paying job and just be regular. He DMs me, he's like, hey, bro, I'm an engineer, I'm just trying to get my name out there.
Wow.
You're like a popping dude in the city right now, like, you're one of the, like, we went to the same high school together. He was a freshman when I was a senior.
Okay.
Like, so he was like looking at me like, oh, I gotta get in with this guy. And I'm looking at it like, I need an engineer. I need someone that's good.
Right.
And without him, bro, like, for real, like, we've carved and created this sound that I have right now.
Yeah.
And like, bro, like, he doesn't know the hours and times that, like, I was contemplating that. But like, him, like, wanting to work and finding people that actually want to work and not just say they want to work. You know, people are like, oh, I'll meet up with you on Saturday. And they're like, oh, I gotta take my dog to the vet to do
all
this.
These excuses,
He'll be like, bro, my girl wanted to link this weekend. We can go to LA. We can get this done. We can go work. And he's in the chair for 16 hours, but he's working right now.
He is.
Like, those are the type of people that I love and need on my team. And I didn't have that at the moment. So, like, him, my mom, Ashley, God, like, even True, bro. Like, he's a person that kept telling me, like, keep going, keep going, keep going. Like,
definitely.
Something's gonna hit for you. Something's gonna hit from you. People like you that's DMing me, like, bro, I love you, I love this, I love that. Like, it was a lot of people, but, like, that strong 5'4" people, for real, did it for me.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
You know, shout out Alex, shout out to everybody that holds it down for Jordy, man. I mean, so talking about that, where do you see yourself in about a year from now, today?
I used to stumble on this answer.
Yeah.
And I used to say the wrong thing. And I used to say, I see myself under lights and this and that. But I'm truly, bro, like, I'm truly at this point, like, and I keep saying it, but it's wherever God wants me to be. And I truly believe that, like, and that's me saying that I want to be under lights. I want to be known and seen, and not known and seen where I'm like the paparazzi and stuff, but like where fans and people are embracing my music. But at the same time, it could be where I'm there, and I'm right there, and that's where I vision myself. But I also could be in a way different situation where my music is affecting other things. And I'm able to do things on an even more mass scale. Because I see myself, like, I tell people all the time, like, I'm not a rapper. I'm none of that. I even don't even look at myself as an artist now. I look at myself as like a mogul.
Yeah.
A person that's like, and me, it's so funny. We usually just talked about this, where there's people like the A$AP Rockies of the world and the people's like the Travis Scotts, like, those guys don't even make money off music for real. Like, that's why we just like play money for their kids.
Definitely.
Like, just play money for their friends. Like, I want to be so big in my music and so great at it that when I try and do other things like a Kanye West or anything,
Right.
it feels natural.
You
It's
said
like
it.
it's like he's supposed to be in fashion.
Yes.
He's supposed to act.
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to speak on politics or things that matter. He's supposed to be
like
that voice for us.
Right.
He's supposed to do these things. It doesn't feel like, oh, he's trying to be Mr. Big Guy and Mr. This and that. It's like, no, you can hear it in my music.
Right.
I'm talking real in my music. I'm talking about fashion in my music. I'm talking about spiritually in my music. So if I jump into those genres and fields, it's going to feel like natural.
Definitely.
So to all around answer your question is that it's wherever God takes me, because I know there's so many ways he can take me.
Right. That's great that you bring that up. I
Yeah.
mean, God's timing is everything, right?
We think that if I do this in 6 months, and sometimes it does happen for certain people like that, that I'm supposed to be there. But bro, it might take 3, 4, 5 years, bro. Jay-Z, the Baby,
Yes.
2 Chainz. I mean, there's countless artists, countless.
Even the dude we just talked about right now, Jack Harlow.
Jack Harlow, bro.
Right.
Like, it takes people time, bro. Like, you have your 16-year-old sensations, and you have your 32-year-old rappers that are just popping. Just get it. Like, people don't even realize, like, Future, when he came in the game, he's about, like, what, 24, 25?
Right.
And he was cool. He had Turn on the Lights and, like, some big records. He was pretty consistent. But he didn't really become the Future that we know and love today till about 2015 when he was 30, 31.
Right.
So it's like, you have to look at that where it's like, it's not my timing.
Right.
I can put in all the work I can. I'm here.
Definitely.
I can send out as many emails as I can. I can spend as much money as I can and
Right.
get it on playlists and all that stuff and get it out to the right people and send and hit up people on social media. But it's like, when God says is when I'm going.
Right.
And that's that for me.
I like that. I like that a lot. And I like how you mentioned using music as a vehicle towards different avenues of fashion, of anything that you just mentioned before. Because I think people get so locked in that everybody's making money off music.
You can't, there's no money in music, man.
Right.
There's no money unless you own your music and you're just like, no offense, like it's nothing against people, but like unless you're like a sensational talent like a Brent Faiyaz, where you're just a natural God-given talent,
Right.
like it's going to be very hard to make money in this industry without the help of a label or support system or investors or people. And he probably even had investors and people investing in more sharing people. I don't know his situation. I'm not going to speak on him and tell him I know.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, it's a lot bigger in music of a risk to take rather than, okay, I'm popping now. They know my name. Now I can make some money.
Definitely.
That's how I see it. It's like, music, I do it because I love it and it's my passion.
Right.
I don't do it because I want to stack the bucks and buy Lamborghinis and all this stuff and chains and all that. That don't mean nothing, but there's no value in that. It's just matter.
You talked about you're up to it, you're down to it. You talked about your support cast when we do it, and you're used to it. So, like, how do you stay motivated yourself? How do you stay motivated to keep creating music, to keep creating the music vehicle for you to go on to these other avenues?
It's a good question. I think it's just staying creative in the sense of I can't listen to Future all day and try to make an R&B song. Like, it's just not gonna work.
Right.
Nothing against Future. You have Hendrix, which is a great classic album for me. But like, it's just the variety and vast. It's being able to listen to everybody.
Right.
Because people don't know this, but I listen to every artist.
Yeah.
Every Arizona artist, I've heard you. I've heard your music. And I'm a private fan. And I support you. And you don't even know it.
Right.
But it's like people like that in different genres. And I watch a lot of movies. And I hang out a lot. And another thing that I don't do, because I don't record a lot. And of course I record music and I knock out stuff when I'm here. I'll knock out 2-3 songs.
Definitely.
But I'll take 2 weeks off.
Right.
Because if I'm in the studio all day, and I've never understood this, you're in the studio all day, you made 10 songs.
Right.
At least 7 sound the same damn near. And you talked about the same thing 7 times.
Right.
That's not timeless. That's not music that's it's blending in with the times and it's trend setting, but it's dated.
Definitely.
And you're not creating an atmosphere and a timeline in your music. You're more just creating a sound of music, which is cool.
Right.
Ray Shremmer does stuff like that, where it's just like a bunch of just lit songs and we just lit.
Right.
And that's not me taking away anything from them, but if you want to make really timeless art and music, you have to give yourself space in your music to breathe so people can digest it.
Right.
And if I'm in here all day, every day, making music, I'm not living, I'm not having new experiences. I'm not creating new realms and atmospheres for myself. I'm just
Right.
staying in that one atmosphere.
Yeah.
Because every room is an energy. So if I go into this room and I've created this energy, trying to change that energy is not going to feel authentic.
Right.
And when I come back into this room next time with a whole different energy, I can produce that energy at the highest level. Like, for instance, earlier when I was here, I came in and I was like, I want to make some singing shit. I want to make some really R&B vibe shit. I'm hearing shit. I'm feeling shit.
Right.
I'm like, honestly, if I was dealing with some emotional shit, if I was dealing with some shit personally, I would create that R&B vibe. I would create that punk vibe. I would create that singing vibe.
Right.
But I'm having a good day. I'm having a really good day. I'm
Right.
really happy.
Definitely.
So it's like, authentically, it's going to come off way cleaner, way easier. That's why I'm able to make songs very fast. Because it's exactly how I feel. I'm not forcing it. I'm not
Right.
trying to be like hard or trying to be tough or trying to be sad or trying to be anything.
Right.
I'm literally just being myself.
Fire.
So that's how I feel like you stay creative, is you just being yourself and being able to adapt in different environments and trying new things. People are afraid to try new things. People are like, this sounds sick. It's the West Coast sound. It's
Right.
what everybody else does. It's gonna work for me. You're not Blueface.
Definitely.
You have a more Sir type voice. Like, so
Right,
like
right.
you have to know your boundaries.
Definitely.
And that's not me trying to put a cap on you. That's just
No.
saying like you have to know what you can and can't do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like how you brought that up. I mean, talking about your creativity, I feel like it relates to what Roddy Ricch just said like 2 weeks ago,
Bro,
right?
that's
like,
literally, and hearing him say that was like, oh, this guy's gonna be in the industry for a long time.
Definitely.
I literally, when he said that, it wasn't his album going platinum. It wasn't him having the biggest song of the year. It was me hearing that and knowing that you're gonna be like a Drake.
Right.
Not Drake, because no one's ever gonna
Right,
be
right.
like
No,
Drake.
no.
But you're gonna be at that level now.
Yep.
Because you understand the value in digesting music and having people have a special place in memory for your music.
Definitely.
Something that always is difficult to me is I go on an artist's page, a Spotify, big artist, and they have over 300 songs. I mean, like, I might have a special place for a couple, but you're not giving me something that's going to stick with me.
Right.
Prime example, Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
My favorite artist.
Definitely.
That guy has like 30 released songs under his name.
Yes.
He has leaked songs, but he has 30 songs released under his name. That is so impressive to me.
It
That
is.
you have been able to stay around that long off those songs. That means that you're creating memories and moments for people.
Definitely.
And when you're hitting that soul, and when you're in people's system, and when you're in their heart, oh man.
Right.
They're gonna be at your concert when they're 50 singing slow jams with you.
Right.
I just look at all these rock artists. 75 selling out the Cardinal Stadium. Till this day,
Amazing.
that's timeless music.
Definitely.
In rock bands, you always see it. It's rare when you see it with the Beatles, where they were able to put out that many albums that consistently. Look at a lot of rock bands, they lasted maybe 1, 2, 3 albums.
Right.
And they're still able to work to this day?
Definitely.
Like,
It's amazing.
bro, like that. I see that type of level of success, and I'm just like, that's the way to do it.
Definitely. And that,
Digest it.
Yes. And hearing like Roddy Ricch say that probably made you feel like, oh, I'm thinking the right way about it. Like I'm there.
Confirmation.
You know what I'm saying?
It was confirmation.
Exactly.
It was
That's what it
confirmation.
was. That's music. That's amazing, man. It's
Yeah.
so beautiful to see you so passionate about your craft and passionate about the industry, and you being aware of that music isn't the end all be all. Use music as the vehicle for fashion, for a restaurant,
Man.
for, you know what I'm saying?
It's always crazy to me when athletes are like, after basketball, I didn't know what to do. Or after football, I didn't know what to do. It's like, you were never a person then.
Right.
You were never human.
Right.
You were just a tool to whoever got to use you. A high school coach, college coach, pro coach. They all threw you to the side after you were done.
Definitely.
What's next? You have to look out for yourself.
Right.
I know I have all these talented abilities. I have found them out. I have tried almost everything. I have done almost as much as I can that I love. I figured out, okay, I'm good at these things and I'm not good at these things.
Right.
For instance, I always wanted to be an architect.
Ooh.
When I was older.
Okay.
When I was younger, I wanted to be a lawyer because I like to argue. Because I'm a really good, like, I'm really good at debating and, like, using my right words. But then I was like, I want to be an architect because I love design and art. But then I was like, I'm not good at math.
Right.
Or science.
Right,
or any of
right,
that stuff.
right,
so
right,
I was
right.
like, I'll do interior design now. because I still love houses and decorating homes.
Definitely.
But now I'm doing something where it's more my creativity,
Yes.
rather than this of this. Of course, I still have to do length, width, stuff like
Right,
that, and I have
but
to do some math. But it's more simple. It's more creativity and ideas at that point.
Yes. That's fun.
And that's what I'm at.
I like that. Oh, can we see a Jordy, almost like home goods store? Yo, that'd be fire.
I would love that.
That'd be so fire.
I would do some really. I actually draw like couches in my spare time, and like
That's fire.
like I'll draw stuff like people don't know, like my girlfriend don't even know that. Like I'll like draw a bunch of stuff in my spare time, and I just I would love to do that. I'm just very big on just the art. Just art. I love
Definitely.
art.
Yes.
Art can be radical. I have a tattoo, my anarchy tattoo. This guy named Emmanuel Kant in the 1800s, he believed that art could be radical. And that's where the anarchy movement came from, where like going against the system and raging against what the norm is.
Right.
Like I'm an anarchy guy, bro. Like
Fire.
I'm trying to push the norms, bro.
Yes.
Like what you think is normal, bro, that shit's like fucking weird to me, bro.
Right.
In my world, like I'm going to create my world. Like I love how Travis created like Astroworld. Like that's his world. That's a world.
Right.
Like when you step into his realm, like and the energy that he's created, bro, like it's a whole different atmosphere. You don't feel like you're on Earth.
Definitely not.
You don't. And artists have done that and created that. There's countless artists that have done it.
Right.
But just being able to create your own vibe in your own world, that's special, man.
It is.
That's
it really
special.
is. And I like how you brought up the arts, because I feel like a lot of artists feel like, well, I'm only good at music, but I haven't tried to pick up a pencil and draw. Like, it's hard for me to articulate something with words. I mean, I'm good with my words, so I love interviewing, I love communication, but sometimes I need to pick up and draw and be like, yo, I need something creative to come out of this. Like, even if it sucks, I'm like, yo, this is my outlet right here. So you finding different
Wanna know why?
Why?
People are scared to try. People are scared to look at themselves and
Man, this has been a very great Up To It show. I mean, you definitely killed it. I love how we talked about your up to it, your passion. We talked about your down to it, your grind. We talked about your support system and we do it. And then you're used to it, just staying creative and how you stay creative, man. It's been amazing. I love talking with you. I mean, you're very optimistic. You're very hardworking. And I love to have that energy around me. So I just want everybody to make sure that they can follow you and keep that energy going. So where can they follow you at, Jordy?
Man, you can follow me anywhere and everywhere. I'm talking from Twitter to Cash App to Venmo. My name is Jordyinadaze. Not Jordyadaze, not Jordyinadaze, not Jordydaze. It's Jordyinadaze. JORDYINADAZE for everything. Music, Spotify, everything. Holla at me.
Perfect. Yo, I appreciate
And
it.
I answer all DMs. I talk to all fans, so don't think you can't DM me. DM me.
Definitely DM it, man.
Appreciate you, Z.
Of course, man, all the time. Yo, and you can follow me at Z__GIV. You can follow the Up To It Show at the Up To It Show on Instagram. You can follow Takeover Media. This is presented by Takeover Media.
Shout out all your stuff,
Yeah,
man. Come on,
hey,
baby.
shout out.
Hardest working man. Come on.
Takeover AZ Media. You can follow Truly at Truly Studios and tap in with Truly Knows Music for sure on Instagram, letting us use his spot. It's been amazing, man. And don't forget to remember, man, if you ain't up to it and you ain't down to it, then what you gonna do with it? Be out of here, man.
That's deep.